Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. It has been quite a while since we have been here today, not today. Anyway, welcome to the live stream. I am your lovely host, Chris McLean. Just kidding. Adam here. So great to see all you in the chat going a little crazy.
This is the Inanimate Insanity Invitational Live Discussion Q&A.
Woo! Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is really crazy how long it's been since we've actually done a live stream, but we are so excited to be here with you guys today. Thought we could just really quickly do a recap of who we are here. So my name's Adam. I'm the creator of the show. I do the voice of Test Tube, Nickel, Lightbring, and many other of your favorites. So not that many. But anyway, gonna pass the baton over.
It was just your birthday recently.
Yes, and I'm now 25. So that is pretty cool
Yay!
too.
More powerful than ever!
That's right. Exactly.
All of us.
Can legally rent a car, you know. Only can go up from here.
Wait, 25 that's wow.
Yeah. Isn't that nuts?
It's
you
wild.
can you can legally rent a
Run out of
car
milestones.
at a younger age,
Right.
but there's a lot more limitations and stuff. But anyway, Taylor, I'm gonna pass the baton to you. We'll go in a circle.
I love the baton, my favorite character. Hi, I'm Taylor. I do lots of things. I've already listed them off before. I do audio, I do animation, I do voices of many people. I love to write, I love to make jokes, I love to hang out with my friends and answer questions. This is gonna be a fun stream where we're gonna do lots of fun stuff. Was there anything else I was supposed to? Oh, what's a fun fact about me?
Ooh, do we want to do fun facts? That's fun.
No,
No.
never mind.
No, absolutely not.
It's so much stress.
My anxiety can't handle it. I
No.
hate that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
My favorite thing was the Untitled suggests that I pass the plate. So Brian, I'm gonna pass the plate to you.
Oh, well, passing the play, that's exactly what I need to ease my stress. Well, yeah, I'm Brian. I do writing, editing, audio, voicing as such characters as Fan, Meatbone for Us, Starfruit, and more recently, Ballpoint Pen. Which was just a great blast. And yes, part 1 of episode 8, and perhaps even part 2 of episode 8, if I may do so bold to tease that.
Oh my
Yeah, I will
goodness.
now.
What?
I know.
You're telling me
I
that
know.
Ballpoint Pen is in part 2?
This is an exclusive. Only for everybody watching live right now, you got to hear that
Wow.
announcement. So
Blown away.
Give us
Get
the
ready.
ballpoints.
I mean, well. Oh wait, let me pass the plate on over to this mystery fourth person. Go ahead. Take it.
Thanks, little plates. Hello,
Yeah,
my
thank
name
you.
is Justin. I love writing things. I love doing silly voices. I play, in Invitational, I play Silver Spoon and Goo. Otherwise, I play Knife, Paper, Meatpad. And as previously mentioned, the most important character, Baton. So, I have all my bases covered here.
Yeah.
See, the baton turned into a plate, so you know it's
Whoa.
life.
Yeah, when did that happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
That
It
happened
threw me
somewhere along the
somehow.
way.
That's my power.
Yeah. How many lines did Baton have in the short? Of one?
Two.
Three?
Two?
I think three, because he had
Three?
one at the start and the end of his first scene, and then he had like a quick cameo later on. Something
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I always forget that. You know, I always think about like, oh my gosh, like I always forget that like I voiced like 2 Meatbones at one point, and like also a couple others. Like I always forget that I was that. So that's
All these
crazy.
really Minor roles.
Also,
Just
are always
making
fun.
so many knee phones these days, they're very forgettable.
Yeah. And so this is a
Except for
live
the
stream.
performance, very memorable. Go ahead, Zach.
oh yeah. Let's clarify that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a live stream discussion. Adam, why don't you change that nice view to that other view that we
It should be
worked so
going
hard on?
now.
Okay.
So
I
y'all
have
in the
a
chat let
what?
us know if there's a problem there. But all of your comments will be
Oh, there it
gloriously scrolling on the screen.
Look,
Amazing.
It's our Twitter handles.
Oh my god! That's right.
Go on
Heads up.
comments. You're on TV!
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys did it. Say hi to TV. So, Brian, you made me think of my favorite line in part 2, which I'm not going to say, but you know what I'm probably thinking of.
Say it.
I just animated it, so.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
right.
good line that involves TV.
Yes, there is.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna be just having some discussion because we talk amongst ourselves a lot, but channel for a question pool that we typically use that question pool for exit interviews where you guys ask your questions to characters who have been eliminated and go in the exit interviews. But today we're going to be using that for you guys to ask us questions. And it doesn't have to be to any particular person. It can just be in general. And that's where we're going to be looking, where we're prioritize looking at those questions and really look into really look into those questions and make sure I don't know where I was going.
We address them.
We're gonna look at the. Yeah, we're gonna try to address them. And of course, we ask don't do any spoiler questions, or we're gonna give you a big old WAFO, which stands for Watch and Find Out, which is my favorite thing to say, the WAFO. And you can also
jump to it, but we like giving our patrons all the love in the world. So
Wait, I
I'm
gotta
happy
throw
to
a
start
plug in there. Just gonna
let's hear
say,
it.
for all the people joining in, hey, welcome. You can follow us at Animation Epic on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to tweet at us, hashtag #AnimateInsanity, go for it. We'll try to look at that for questions. But yes, we will be prioritizing the Discord pool. So yes, consider becoming a patron of our show. Link in the description. So thank you very much. Yeah, why don't I say we roll right into it. I have
Beautiful.
no worry
We already
dragging my
have
feet.
a bunch of questions. If I may say so myself.
well, Brian, how about you go for that first one that I see?
Oh yes, I think this would be a really important question to answer. So this is from
It's very
Busy
topical.
Mayo 102. Very topical. Are Balloon and Goo still going at this very moment? Now,
This
a
very
little context here. We see that Balloon and Goo are currently racing each other to the middle of the bridge of empathy. But it is taking a while for both of them to make it to the center. And while I could talk about this and I could speak on this subject, why not throw it to one of the people actually involved? And I think do we have Goo here with us?
Yes, sir. I'm going as fast as I can.
You are going incredibly fast. I'm just so impressed right now. Yeah, so Goo, tell us, you're in the heat of the moment right now. You are racing like there's no tomorrow. Although many days I must say have passed. But tell us what's going through your mind right now.
Oh, I really love floating. It's this cool new thing I can do. And Ethan over there, he was always like, "Why didn't you just run with your legs?" And I'm like, it's about the journey, not the destination. And I'm floating. I don't get to usually do this.
How long can this guy talk about floating? Ugh, so slow.
Listen. It's a Goo interview, not a nickel
Sorry.
interview.
I'm so sorry.
No, stop it.
Forgive me,
Anyway.
please.
I'm almost as fast as Mr. Turtle, my new friend.
You guys
So
doing over
good.
here?
Oh my goodness. Wow,
Whoa.
everyone's getting
I
in
just saw a
on
bunch
this.
of people. I'm gonna leave now. Okay, bye.
Why are you wearing that hat?
No reason.
It's pretty.
Goo, so
Oh,
Goo,
man.
do you have any sense of when you're going to be done? Because I know you're really enjoying floating. It must be a magical experience to be flying through the air. But how much longer do you think it's going to take?
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm as almost there as I am almost red, because I have been informed that I am 7, and I'm really close to the thing I thought I was, which is close and red. Yeah!
Wow. Well,
Wow.
I think that answers that. Give it up for Goo, everybody.
I'm blown
Goo
away.
and Balloon Body. Yeah. Again, exclusives just for y'all.
Yeah, everything got lives now through wobbly. And floating, it never gets old. It's been days, and I love it.
thank you so much for being here. Too. I know you're
Yeah,
very busy.
more
Literally right now,
questions.
you're busy.
We have more questions, guys.
Let's
Look
get
at that.
going on.
Those. Sorry, I had something in my throat.
Understandable.
What we got next up there, Brian?
Let's see. Well, I mean, Taylor, I know we have some voices have already come through, but are you okay as well doing some more voicing?
We'll try not to spend too much time doing voice requests, but we'll pop in a couple. Why not?
Okay, well, Skater Cheese would love to hear Bo sounding really menacing, and I
Well,
would
there was-
also love to hear that.
Yeah, sure. There's two right here, so I'll mix them together just because I'm going for speed right now. Someone wants me to give an apology to an OC, and someone wants me to make Bo sound menacing. So
Yes.
so I'll try this out.
Hey, listen, I don't really know what I did to scare you, but listen, I want to make sure that you feel totally comfortable today, and no one will ever hurt you. Oh wait, who's this coming towards me? Listen, I'm going to hurt you right now. You're in danger.
Oh no!
No, leave me alone. Don't hurt them. No, don't do it. I'm so sorry.
Wow. The menace was genuine, I have to say.
Oh yeah, they're a disgusting and annoying menace.
Right.
I'm a scared
That's
little
a
guy.
throwback.
Let's jump to these next two.
Please.
Grace asks, will it ever be shown who shares a room with whom in the hotel? I guess technically that's a WAFO. We've talked about it. We've discussed it a little bit though. We do know already. Pen and Paintbrush. Was it Issues and Trophy was talked about in fan
Yeah.
features. Which ones have we already said aloud? Do we know? Do we have any others?
Those were the two main ones that I think we've said overtly, but
We've discussed
I
it a little
mean,
bit though.
Look, everyone.
We do know.
I think it's just funny. There's so many rooms in that hotel, and yet people are sharing rooms. Why? Because comedy.
I have an explanation in my head. But in my head, I'm like, well, it could be a comic one day. What's a little touchy Charlie?
Oh yeah.
Or come out some other way. If we ever come back to fan features one day, something of the sorts.
It's fun to leave it a little ambiguous and figure
That's
out.
good, too.
You know, yeah, it's I really like when people think like, oh, I wonder if these two are having a room, or I don't know, maybe some people try different roommates out just to figure out what they like. Because you know, just because as I've learned from college, and I'm sure many of you guys will also agree, just because you have a good friend, that does not make someone good.
No.
The two are not the same, and it's just so you might think that someone's like they're my best friend, I want to live with them. Rethink that, because you never know.
When I
There's
went
some
about
truth there.
trying to figure out who I think would be roomed with whom, the initial thought is what would be the least pleasant experience for all involved. So if you want to take guesses, I go based off of that.
Right.
We can move on to the next one. Squash asks, hardest episode to make so far of season 2 or 3. Do we have any standout episodes or even scenes that were difficult to
14,
come up with?
just 14.
Hatching the plan.
Yeah. My
Is
mind
the
goes
question
immediately to that.
about season 2 and season 3?
Yes.
Or
It's,
I mean,
it's
I guess
either one.
together.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Also,
I think
before I
overall,
answer the
probably
question, I do want to acknowledge I am seeing that the audio isn't super crisp, and I am working behind the scenes to try to figure out why. I really can't figure it out. But I'm looking. But I guess to answer the question, I would say, what, the most fun episode is the question?
No, most difficult.
Oh,
No,
the
most
most difficult.
Yeah, not fun. No fun.
None of that allowed.
Yeah.
Absolutely hatching the plan. There's no other.
Yeah, it took so long to make, but the payoff was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. That does answer at least the next question.
Yeah.
Hatching
Yep.
the plan. I really
Yeah. I have to go with that
Of
too.
season 2, definitely hatching the plan. Of season 3, I feel like I shouldn't have
That's
even
hard.
transitioned to it because there's so many.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what is really nice about season 3 episodes in a general sense is because usually it's
The
one,
next
at least
one.
head writer behind
Yeah.
it. Obviously, every episode has everyone's hands in it.
I really
Yeah.
It is a very clear and personal vision every
Yes.
episode, and that is something that season 3 has been able to bring out that we haven't really been able to explore in the past. And
Yeah.
I feel like no matter what style each head writer has, it always ends up with something pretty magical. Whereas with season 2, it's amazing because 14 was an idea that we had years ago that we got to build up to, and it's a much more collaborative, long term plan. But it's led me to love everything about season 3 with the new direction.
It's a whole mishmash because we've gone in so many different directions with all the different episodes. I feel like they all have such a unique identity that I go in and I like all the different episodes for all the different reasons. And because each episode has a different head writer, you get more of a different perspective, different types of humor, different types of desire to explore certain character lines. And just the way that it's done is always super unique. And I think every episode of season 3 is great, but my mind always goes to episode 4, which you did, Justin, because it was so different.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
the structure was different. It was something that I was like, we've never done that before. But then it just became this amazing like team study of an episode that was probably my favorite OJ performance that I've ever done.
That was
So, like,
you did great. You had to have a screaming match with yourself.
With
And that's
myself.
not easy to do.
Oh yeah.
yeah, no, that was
Absolutely.
very fun. If I wanted to have a screaming match with myself, I'd just call my mother.
Yeah.
Bada
Amazing.
bing!
Bada bing,
She's
bada
not
boom.
watching. Haha.
Yeah.
But yeah, four was a
So
blast
solid.
because we got to like you said, it's a very specific character exploration. I love doing episodes with smaller casts with very specific interpersonal dynamics. We went on to do 6. I kind of wrote like a complete opposite, very balanced between a larger cast kind of episode.
Yeah.
But I love the Thinkers deeply.
Yeah.
So
I think we
it
can
was
safely say that like any episode that we have like individually head written is probably like up there with like our personal favorites too.
Makes sense.
Just because like you said, like we have our personal element in there. But like that's not to say that like I still love like all the episodes for all different reasons.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
3 is tough, but I mean, I don't know, and maybe there'll be future episodes where I'll just be like, this one tops it. It's they all just stand out in their own way. Brian, do you have anything to add?
No, I mean, I think you all really hit it. It's just so fun seeing everybody put forward their visions in this very cohesive way. And yeah, I mean, I'll tell you that it's a unique position to be in of like that y'all have seen the first part of what this story is. So it's I feel like I have to like measure everything I'm saying because at the very least, like I came into this thinking, oh, I could talk more about what's like the genesis behind the whole spoiler of body swapping idea, but I think the real like conceit of it will become more apparent when you see like just sort of some of the turns that part 2 takes. Like that's just sort of where it all manifested from. So I'll be excited for everybody to see that.
Right.
And then
I do want to
talk
hand this
more
off to
openly
Adam,
about it.
but I do want to say that this, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, like this idea for the episode 8, like this has been around for a while. Right?
Yeah, so I mean, I think for specifically when it came to the body swapping angle, because I know, and I've seen a few people like bring this up in comments before, of like because we talked about in the live stream for season 2, episode 14, how there was this mind swap. Well, it was sort
reversion.
of like a personality reverse idea, yeah. So it would be,
Yeah,
like,
that I really wanted to
characters
do.
acting unlike them entirely. Whereas this, it sort of more came from this idea of the characters are still intact as the characters that we know. It's just they're in a new situation of being in bodies that are not their own. And yeah. I think that's just sort of, it was interesting too, because at least with 14, I think something that we kept hitting on with that concept was like, you know, it was tricky, especially since it was this high stake situation of aliens, that you didn't want it to be this problem where the characters couldn't be themselves and reacting to it. But with this, what's nice is that, yeah, the characters are still able to be themselves, just be switching with each other and role reversing, and yeah, for it to be based on these just really specific concepts. But yeah, the idea for that angle, specifically of body swapping, I thought of probably last summer. So like that's how long some of these things are just kind of gestating, because you're like, feel like that'd be a good idea, but then also you have to then keep in mind, like, well, then what characters will even be in the game at that point? You got to really roll with the punches on this season. So
Yeah.
But it's exciting.
Yeah, to comment on that idea too, because I know it's been something that's somewhat been discussed in the past, and obviously we're not the first show to ever do a mind swap episode, but really that concept only works if the characters are like defined enough, because if they're all kind of like, if you can't really tell regardless, the humor isn't there, the point of it really isn't there, right? So it's really good that we waited until at least episode 8 to do this, because I think it really gave viewers an opportunity to know who all these characters are, especially for the new characters who, you know, are new. So it's harder to know who they are.
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
No, for sure. I just wanted to comment on the idea of season 3 being more head writer centric as opposed to this kind of free-for-all style. I think it's been really, really great, you know, obviously going off of what you guys said of having individual voices per episode, but also just, you know, relieving that pressure of everyone needing to be on the same page all the time. Because I think it's created, it does add to that individuality of every episode, but then also it makes it easier to bring it to you guys on a quicker basis, which was definitely a big part of it. So I'm glad that everyone is enjoying the season and that it's going well. I can definitely say, at least for myself, it's the most fun I've had making the show in a very long time.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's great.
And it's so important to get us into an environment in which that we're all psyched to be making things, and when we make things on a consistent basis, I think it only becomes more fun and for both us and for the audience. Maybe we could try speed running a few of these.
I was about to say let's go through. Brian, if you I have a voice request for you, which I think you could quickly do first, and then we could do a. Go ahead. You see it?
Yes, from Ash Cookie, this one?
Yeah.
Yes, I can absolutely do this. This is Fan saying, non-binary rights! Love that.
Yeah. Wow.
It makes your day a lot better, as you said. And that's great.
Heck
Also asked, what's your opinions on memes on II? And I say, heck yeah, those are great.
I assume this means making memes out of II, which is always a delight to see.
Which is great.
Whereas putting memes into II, like when we very intentionally said Among Us at one point, we very intentionally said Sussy, was that right?
No,
in episode 2,
see,
Taylor?
Okay, since you wanted to bring this up, Justin. Okay, Justin. Because that was one of the things where, like, it wasn't even a thing, and then all of a sudden, I make fans say the word saucy, like, you're being so, like, you know, don't bring that sauce to me, and of course, that's the one thing that people talk about from the episode, and I'm like, great, I love the whole episode, and as they... But anyway,
I did want to give you a platform to be able to dissuade the rumors that you were intentionally making things such.
Sure. However, I will say that we did write in the word among, like casually Among Us, and I just kind of said like, and I remember I highlighted it in the script, and I just put a comment, and I went,
The National Television Network.
But my perspective on this is, I did not intentionally write Among Us thinking about
The following program is from
I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of funny. Okay,
The following program is from
Can't let them take the frame.
Television Education National
I
Network.
invented it.
yeah, that's right. We
That's not what I mean.
We invented mind swaps, we invented light bulbs and apples, we invented all the guys.
Everything.
Absolutely everything, right, Adam?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Why are you laughing?
There's a very interesting question. Fantastic. Is there any explanation for the animation logo change at the end of season 3, episode 7 from the other season 3 episodes? I'm gonna give that a waffle for now.
Yes, that's a good
Because I
answer.
do have an answer, but
the
I'd rather not go into it.
Pause on.
We'll wait till the end of part 2.
Casting
Rachel,
service.
and then, say again?
No, go ahead, Justin.
Perfect. Ray Shy asks, is there any plans on an eventual meetup?
Is that a waffle?
It is a waffle, guys. It is a waffle.
Yeah, let's just make that a waffle.
Man asks, so if you were to have with their relationships,
Like friendships, yeah.
International
Wait, what are we
performance.
talking about?
Stravinsky
What's the
launches a following new series.
Okay, it's another question.
Playhouse New York
Friends,
opens
right?
with agony,
Absolutely.
the classic drama of
Man, I
human
hope
race.
we're friends.
Playhouse
Okay,
New York
Justin, you wanna
opens
do
with
this?
agony,
You wanna do this
the
voice?
classic drama of human race.
let's do a shortened version.
Playhouse
Okay.
New York
Whatever you want.
opens with agony,
if-
the classic
okay.
drama of human race.
Just the regular.
You'll do. I always thought I might be
Classic
bad.
drama of human race.
Okay, well wait, do we want to pass it off? Because if we do it at the same time, it's not gonna... Let's just do the...
If I could pretend.
I can't sing in her voice. No.
Ah, what a town.
Make it good.
I always thought I might be bad. Now I'm sure that it's too close. I think you're so good.
TV would watch me.
You're so blue. You're everything.
Supported
Love like
WSJK
you.
TV, Channel 2.
Love like you. That's
Yes.
Not
Am I gonna die of cancer?
Are the exit interviews? I'd say they're
Pretty canon.
pretty canon.
Pretty canon.
The things that the characters ask, like in terms of like about themselves, yeah, I think that's pretty canon. What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, so, and I'm really glad that they asked about this because I think the first person to bring up, like, I really wanted to do these because
Yes.
I always liked, on Survivor reality TV, like, when the person is voted out, hearing their thoughts, like, outside of the game, not in, like, an edited way necessarily, but like a raw version of like how they really were thinking about it. Because, you know, when you're watching like a reality TV show, the editors edit what makes good TV. So they'll edit someone to look like an idiot or to be a jerk or whatever. But when they're, you know, all of that goes away and it's just them behind a microphone like, oh, well, why did you do this? Their logic usually makes sense. They're not nuts. And I think that's like the idea that we wanted to get across with these. And not only that, but it also really helps develop the character a little bit more than you normally would be able to see. There's no way she can get like 6 minutes of screen time in an episode to specifically talk about her thoughts.
Right.
Like, you're not going to that'd be
Well, and furthermore,
It's good to like close the
And I also just really like that it gives us the opportunity. Adam, you're saying like, you know, when you watch Survivor, it's like, you know, they edit that stuff together, like you get like the best of that. But that's not to say that there aren't things that like things can happen that you don't see on camera. And like, you know, I loved I think Tea Kettle gave this fun little anecdote that Justin, I think you even came up with, where it was like where it was like they gave him like a sour candy to Nickel or something, and I remember it was this cute thing, and I was like,
It's the sour candy challenge.
That's
Let's
what it
go.
was. That's what it was. And I love it. And I was like, that's totally something that they would do, and I love it. And it's like, you know, did we have time to show that in an episode? Maybe not, but that's still such a cool thing that like I love the idea of. So that's why these exit interviews are so fun.
Yeah.
It's you know, to me it's almost kind of like a heightened version of the best of videos that we used to do for season 3, where it's like, yeah, we could show bits of their, you know, of their time on the show, but let's like expand upon it. Let's talk about it a bit, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what's really fun about those.
Around the 4th or 5th one, we also started writing them instead of doing full improv like we did for the first few.
Box
always-
was the
we
first
always
one
kind of wrote
we
talking
wrote,
points.
right, Justin?
Yeah.
I think Box was the first one, which we had to, because I think we were like, this has to be a different process.
Well, yeah,
It's fun.
that one was a very different situation because we needed to make sure that that Dr. Fizz was speaking to what's going on here, and we didn't want to put it on Jordan to like figure that all out, despite not usually being in the role of the character.
That's one of my favorite videos we've done. I love that.
I love the box one.
Love that video. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then one thing that I know that people were freaking out about, I forget which exit interview it was. I think it was OJ's. But when Liferink first came up to talk about Raid Shadow Legends, which I love going back to those comments and reading
so
every
Those are
single
great.
comment without fail had nothing to do with OJ. It was all about Raid
Makes me feel really proud of my voice performance. Was completely overshadowed, funny enough, by Raid Shadow Legends.
I think anything
Life Ring was the first one, right? think it's Lightning and then
Was Lightning? Oh yeah, you're right. Actually,
because he transitioned from his own.
I think he even maybe.
That's great.
But I do want to say, because
That
I know
makes
that
sense,
there's
yeah.
obviously a lot of humor and like playing it up somewhat for laughs and having a good time with it. But those paint promotions really do help our team, make the content. So
Yeah.
I hope no one hates us for doing them, because it really does help.
I haven't
Forward
seen
40
him
seconds.
personally. We know how to have fun with them, and that goes such a long way. And with the exit interviews on the whole, I think they've been really fun as of late because in a similar way to how I was able to write the Inanimate Answers videos when we were doing those a little more consistently.
Yes.
We're able to do little story arcs now with
Yeah.
a episode a little bit. Some a little more
And a
clear
vote
and
of the
obvious than
vote.
others, but it's fun being able to
Broadcasting
assemble the questions in a way that can provide for a good scenario like that to tell like a mini epilogue story for each of these characters.
Perfectly,
But,
yeah.
perfectly listed. You perfectly said it as like a little epilogue. And before I move on to the next question, which is apparently directed at me,
Yeah.
it is fun because we do definitely get to we do write the exit interviews, but we there's plenty of room between the interviewer and the interviewee to go in different directions, and sometimes you just end up with these really just great tangents that kind of come out of nowhere. And so, like, for example, I had a large part in specifically OJ's exit interview, and AIM, hi AIM, was the interviewer. Results were fun, and I think it gave it a nice moment where, him just connect in and something, and he was just talking to me casual, and I like, this is great. So, I have a lot of fun with that, and I feel like when you get characters like OJ or Cabby, who are very kind of professional acting, and you see them let loose a little bit and kind of drop their guard, even like Tea Kettle, she's a perfect example too.
It adds to the immersiveness of the world, and then they're really out here.
Right, which says, so those Dang Gun Rumba references, am I right, from Trophy fans, from Stanish? Yeah, you are right. And then also for new Season 3 characters, what were inspirations? Okay, so this is gonna have to be like all of them.
Very quickly
Let's like in a nutshell describe, I guess, like the inspirations for some of the Season 3 characters. Why don't we start with Blueberry, Justin?
Blueberry was my mom's idea. She pitched me a whole bunch of characters. And then I dwindled it down to just a few of them to bring to the team when we were trying to come up with ideas all together. All she said was, okay, picture this. A blueberry that's always feeling blue. I'm like, I'm writing that down, write it down.
Yeah.
And that was
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And I remember when we first heard Barry, shout out to Barry. Hi Barry, who I'm seeing in literally
Hi Barry, Barry Strum.
an hour or so. He's coming over. But literally, I died laughing when I heard it. Like, I was like, it's a wrap. This guy is hysterical.
Yeah, no, he was great.
Spoiler alert, he's really like that in real life.
Well,
Yeah.
Adam, how about you talk about Adam quickly in a nutshell? The floor.
Yes. Okay. Well, the floor. I want to back up actually really quick because I'm going to get to the floor, but because I think someone here actually may be able to explain the floor better than I can. But Tea Kettle was literally like, obviously the mom type character that we've never had, and honestly, it's something we haven't really seen in the object show community at all, from what I know. And also adding on to that, Total Drama, the inspiration for everything, never had a mom character because they were all teenagers. So it was something really that I wanted to explore. And who better than my own mother, who, may I add, is a natural, like literally a natural. And I knew she would. Like, even
It's
just
the only new character that only had one audition because
We made Tea Kettle basically for your mom as the character, and I love your mom to death. She's my second mother. I love her, and like when I was like, oh my god, we get more of her in II, I'm so happy.
Absolutely. And shout out to episode 3 of this season, because it was the first episode ever, to my knowledge, that me and my whole family were in an episode. So thank you.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
So
Yeah,
my
in it too.
for everyone who isn't aware, my dad is MePhone 4. I play, Nickel, Test Tube, Life Ring, and then wait, am I
Your
forgetting
mom was
someone?
Tea Kettle.
Yeah, my
Your
mom
mom's Tea
is Tea Kettle. No, I'm saying, am I forgetting someone like that?
No, yeah.
My mom is
You
Tea
got
Kettle, and my sister was one of the Kettle. So.
Do we each want to just give one character that we
Yeah,
Wait,
I
Goo,
think that
really
would-
quick.
How
Goo.
about well, Adam, you well, okay.
Really
You
quick.
Go ahead with Goo.
Goo,
Go
the
ahead.
whole point was nothing he says quite sticks, and his whole analogy thing. I also give a lot of long-winded analogies, and it's been getting on the crew of like, oh, here comes another analogy from Adam. So I thought it'd be cool if we saw that come through in a character. But anyway, I'll leave it there. Someone talk about the floor, too.
Okay, I can talk about the floor really fast. The floor was an idea. Oh my god, it was an idea because Adam, like 5-6 years ago, when you and I were working on like season 2, episode 6, your cousin unplugged the computer and corrupted a file, and then when we were like, "Why did you do that?" He then spat on the floor, and we're like, "We should make a character do that just to like recapture the moment." And then I remember Brian or Justin, someone, I don't want to name names, worked up and said, well, you know who would be most upset about that? The floor itself. And we said, okay, so what if the floor was a character?
That's amazing. That was really well done, actually.
That would be Brian in that scenario, but I did pitch a character that we didn't end up going with that would be doing the spitting on the floor.
Oh, that's exactly
who was that?
That was Onion, right?
Onion, yes!
Onion!
Yes, I do remember that.
Catchphrase, patooey. So, I mean, like...
And the floor just stop.
You had so many good pitches. We honestly had like an embarrassment.
I pitched a lot of them, yeah.
If we put
Yeah,
Onion in the season,
pitched.
if we put Onion in the season, then we could have Apple back, and it'd be Apple and Onion. Hey, Cartoon Network, we got something for you.
Let's go!
We got a show for you, Cartoon
Okay,
Network.
Clover. Brian, you want to? What about Clover?
Oh, I could talk to Clover. That was something where I was talking about it with me, and we just thought that it could be a really funny idea because I think everyone, of course, knows the general thought of Clover's bring good luck and stuff. But there was just a lot that I thought could be extrapolated from the idea of like, okay, well, for them they have good luck, but how does that affect everyone else? How do they feel about that? They have this positivity that then they're starting, but like there's just really interesting places that you can take that. So that was that. But I'll quickly speak to Cabby as well because I know we were also throwing out Cabby, which I think that for me was just I was trying to think of what objects we could do that we hadn't done before, and I think what's just so cool about a filing cabinet is there's just so much in it already. It's like it's really just it's not fair because there's just so much within that then you could draw upon that, or rather that she could draw upon as sort of information for everybody else. And yeah, I just like furthering the commentary of someone having everything that's going on in the game and characters and how other people feel on that too. So, yeah.
I remember when we were talking about that, and my mind immediately went to the character Terry from Soul because I think it was that was the character's name, and Terry basically manages all the Soul's files in all these gigantic cabinets, and all I could think of was like a character that like basically learns everything from her files and keeps a file on absolutely everything, and she organizes them this way or that way, and like that's where kind of like the I'm like the love for the
fastidiousness.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was looking for. The fastidiousness of utilizing these files kind of came from is when Brian was talking about this potential for a file cabinet character, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have like the perfect like idea for like where that could go in terms of like how they use the files and what they use the files for and what they how their life basically surrounds their files. And so yeah, that was kind of like a kernel start for Cabby, which obviously evolved. All these characters evolved over time.
Yeah, Casey brought the passion, the earnest, genuine passion for information.
All right, is there any other lightning round ones we can do? Did we hit all the seasons? Oh, Silver Spoon. I can speak to this a little bit really quickly.
Yeah.
Silver Spoon. I've always wanted to do a posh character. I always really have. Even since season 2. And so originally I think I wanted like caviar or something, and then I said something along the lines of, or maybe it's caviar with like a spoon in it, or maybe it's just the spoon. And then I've had these like Silver Spoon. I come up with these scenarios with all the time in my head where I'm like, I don't know. It's fun to make a very fancy posh character enter these scenarios where they get thrown off a cliff. Like how does he react to that? Or he gets punted into the air and he lands on the floor and the floor says ow. And then of course Candle. Who wants to talk about Candle? Justin, go ahead, Justin.
Justin.
Yeah, nothing too crazy to say about Candle. I was thinking about objects. I was pitching Candle as a character who did have an on and off mode, like you kind of see. in the show with Flame on and off. But the initial pitch was Flame on is a very jovial, excitable, moaning Myrtle-esque, eccentric kind of character, and Flame Out is very down and mellow. That changed over the course of production, but I still hold candle near and dear.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we have a lot of questions we need to catch up on.
Yeah, I think we can easily lightning round the next few.
Okay.
do it.
Okay.
Let me find where.
And thank you for reading the questions,
were.
Taylor, by the way. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, what do you guys plan to? Oh, Bandy Van Animation says, what do you guys plan to do next after II? Cry for a while.
More II.
Yeah, more II.
Can I say something actually to that?
Please do.
No,
yeah,
go
so
ahead.
I'm working on a new show right now, and it got announced, so now I can actually say what it is. So that's cool.
Yay.
If any of you are following me on Twitter, you probably already know. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, all of our Twitter handles are on the video screen, like right now. So feel free to follow all of us. And so, yeah, because I realize it's like people probably aren't 100% sure what those links are for or what those names are for.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are all of our Twitter handles, like individually. But
Yeah,
I'm working
on. We're fun.
Yes, I'm working on the Exploding Kittens show for Netflix right now. So that is pretty cool.
Which is based on a card game?
Yes, which I've never played, and I really, really need to play. So
That's not a prerequisite.
Yeah, no, actually, surprisingly not. So I really should go over to my local Target, because whenever I go to Target, I do see it. It's a very popular game.
Yeah.
I really.
So this is your second animated cat show. Yeah.
It's my second animated cat show with Netflix. I know.
I mean, and the show before that still included cats. A lot of them.
It did a lot of them.
That's true. It's really 3 animated cat shows.
Right.
It's a lot of.
I'm starting to think you're getting a little typecast, Adam.
The cat cars had a lot of hats.
Maybe
too,
based
right?
on something like a last name.
100%. And literally.
So
That's
yeah.
my fave.
Yeah.
we're gonna keep moving on. Prism Animations asks,
Such cool projects. Yeah.
Yes, very, very cool. I certainly don't mean to lampshade that, Adam.
No,
seriously,
no
super
worries.
cool.
You're good. Yeah.
Prism Animation asks, will there ever be a novelization of II? And to that I say, that would be so cool.
Oh, I love that. Is that like a retelling of stories or like an original story within the animation?
It's a novel written by Apple.
Yes.
And everything is spelt wrong.
Using a thesaurus.
It's a work in progress. She's getting better at it.
Exactly.
It's one of those things where like you use a thesaurus, but like you clearly don't know how to actually use those words in context. But you're just trying to sound smart.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
That would be
Light
the only book.
I was gonna say, Light asks a question for Brian regarding how you've been credited for writing lyrics for some II songs, and just wondering what the process is like and how it's different from writing scripts. Did you have any experience writing lyrics prior?
Not really any professional experience in doing it. I feel like if anything, I would just like change lyrics to parody songs, and that's where I would get some of it. But for II songs, it was very different. And I think what helps is just knowing what the story and themes are for a specific episode. Like, and when I say themes, I mean just like, like narrative themes. So like, yeah, for Afterlife in the Limelight, or Just Like Me, it was really just thinking about what was the purpose that we wanted to evoke with those songs, because you don't want to just have a song that isn't furthering the story and the intent of everything that's happening. And so it's coming up with a catchy melody. Yeah, like Just Like Me, it was literally like I just thought of it one day, was in the shower, thought of the idea, had like the chorus in my head, and
Brian, did you wake up when it was morning?
I did wake up. Oh yeah, party. Oh gosh, I can't believe I almost didn't mention that, because that was literally just me riffing and having fun. I didn't think that would end up in the episode. I thought I was just having fun doing a satire of like pop music, and then I gave it over to our good friend Morgan, and they just turned over in like a few days. They turned over the exact version of a party that then you hear as the final version. It was incredible. But yeah. Just Like Me, it was great, because I just, literally once I thought of it, I just quickly recorded like a voice memo so I wouldn't forget how the melody went and kind of the general lyrics. But yeah.
We're gonna do a quick backtrack, because Adam, we realized we didn't talk about Life Ring for season 2 for season 3 inspiration. Adam.
Awesome. Well, Life Ring's interesting because he's kind of like a hybrid, right? He's not a new character, but he's not really a original contestant either. So he's kind of in a weird thing. But I know we had other minor characters that we had considered bringing in as a contestant, but after especially he was in the conversation for the Seize the Day short, and just seeing how fun he popped on screen, we just were like, oh my god, because
We gotta
This
use
is
more.
the one.
for people who aren't
I
aware
love that
too,
guy.
Try Our Best,
Yeah.
which was I think the first and only episode he did appear in. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is our most popular episode of the show ever. And
Yeah.
actually, that episode was, I think, the only one to actually screen at film festivals around the country. It was
Yeah.
at the Young
Yep.
Arts Showcase in 2015. So, yeah, easily the most viewed episode we've ever done. And I think Life Ring is a fun moment in that episode, too. We got a singer,
Yes,
you know, like
totally.
who doesn't love that moment? So,
I mean, I love it.
and I think his dopiness, like his dumb lifeguard act, was really, really fun to see. He always thought he knew what was going on, and he never did. It was really fun.
It fits close to home because I also used to be a dumb lifeguard. So
Yes,
you know.
precisely,
Precisely.
precisely.
Right. So anyways, keep moving on. Noah Lee asks, what happens if Balloon gets deflated? Is it something like when OJ loses his juice? He probably not the happiest person.
His voice
Yeah,
gets
can you
lower.
make-
His voice gets lower.
Adam,
No,
can you make a
right.
sound that Balloon would make?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Here, I'm the voice actor. Ben puts up hey everybody.
Oh yeah.
This is
Oh,
what
yeah,
I
that's
sound
absolutely
like.
what
There we go.
Yeah. Ben can do a way
Slash
better logo
J,
than me.
haha.
Yeah, Ben could do a great logo.
He really can. He has a ton of range. Yeah.
This question's worded a little bit weirdly, so I'm going to just reinterpret it as from Cliffhanger said, how, I guess, have you thought about canceling II? I guess is the question that they're trying to ask. In which I guess we could say, like, sure,
Yeah.
maybe in the past. Yeah, in the
Yeah,
past,
I'll
sure.
say
Right
yeah.
now, no.
Yeah,
Right now,
I
no. In the past,
remember.
sure. I mean,
Especially
remind
like
you,
the early days. Yeah.
yeah, we've
I
been around for
remember
11 years, and so in the
Right.
beginning we weren't as loved or whatever.
I want
so
Brian
it's
to
like-
talk about my like little hissy fit.
Well,
Really?
Which one?
yeah, which one exactly?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's what would happen. It would be
Oh my
there'd be
God.
new episodes in season 1, and there'd be like pretty low views and also like a good amount of dislikes. When I say good amount of dislikes, I just mean like I don't know, it'd be like 16 dislikes,
Which you can't
like
see anymore.
14 likes. Oh yeah, which you can't. Yeah, we took care of that.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
but yeah, no, I remember it would be in art class, and it'd be both me and Michael. We would be like, "No, Adam, it's okay. It's really cool, like what you're doing." You were just like, "Oh, I should just stop." And so they hate it. I'm like, "Dude, this is awesome. Like, come on, we can keep doing
Yeah.
this."
In my
Oh,
defense, at that point, it was like a 50% dislike ratio.
It
Every
was.
comment was like, this sucked. So I was like,
There's 2 episodes. I think it lightens up after that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I-
It gradually.
And then our buddy Nate Groff was like, Adam, I will make sure you don't see that ratio ever again. He just deleted
by deleting
all the videos at that point.
content.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
You,
oh my
we
God.
should send him like a thank you
Well,
card.
just like we did then, right now we're gonna move on.
Okay, yeah. So,
That's right.
Sebastian,
Well, so this
Sebastian
next
asks, are you still planning on making a light bulb plush?
Thank you, Justin. We are definitely still making the light bulb plush, and I just wanted to address this because we've been like radio silent on it. Stay tuned, really, stay tuned. You might hear something soon.
Yeah.
No.
So then the next question was a bit of a waffle, so I'm gonna skip that one. And then, funny enough, these 2 questions back to back are like the same thing. Nacho asks, can we wish the lawnmower a happy birthday? Happy birthday, the lawnmower!
Happy birthday,
Oh, lawnmower.
And then they want Paintbrush to say, it's not a phased mom!
Yeah!
Is that it?
You
Wow.
tell her!
That was beautiful.
And then the next question is a bit of a waffle. A bit of white noise, which was fun. That question we already answered. Okay, Noah Lee asks, does Stan like macaroni and cheese? Brian, what do you think?
Well, of course. Look, I mean, I love my macaroni and I love my cheese. When you put them together, you just got a winning combination.
Oh,
Does this mean a fan also likes cheesy?
Of course, I mean, it's not necessarily my own comedic stylings all the time, but I appreciate a good pun. I like the structure of it. It's impressive.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
It's a chuckle more than a laugh out loud.
Right.
It's
Well,
fine.
since we already have a fellow fiber friend here, we're gonna get the other one here to do a bit of a voice request. Justin,
From Dodd Honk,
Yep.
can I get paper saying, let's go! Hit the sleigh button! Yeah!
yay!
Why is paper hitting the sleigh button?
Oh my god.
Sleigh button! Pew, 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 pew.
Kate the Great asks, "Hey guys, what
Kate,
is
hi
y'all's
Kate. I know.
Hi Kate. What is y'all's
Yeah.
favorite character art to write so far? I mean, I guess not including. What, are we talking about ones that are still in action or like
I
previous
feel like
ones?
it's
What
a
are you thinking?
little waffo-y.
Kind of.
Do we want to hit on like old ones maybe?
Sure.
Yeah, let's hit on some old ones. I feel like microphone's a great answer to this question.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Brian.
I
That's...
love. It was just so exciting. Just like I feel like also just kind of version. Oh, there's this partnership with Taco and these shady dealings. Like, is Microphone just gonna kind of go
Right.
along with it and be like very vulnerable in that? But like, I like that you saw her perspective. She was really struggling, and there was like a back and forth, and she did want her voice to be heard. She wasn't just gonna go along with everything Taco did. And we saw it eventually hit a breaking point. So yeah, I love Microphone's art.
Yeah, you basically kind of took my answer because Microphone. We talked about her art. I mean, I know we talked about her so many times, but specifically amongst ourselves, just about who she is and where her story was going. There was a lot of conversation. So I definitely think Microphone's arc is excellent. I very near and dear.
I love the story of Fan and Test Tube from 13 and 14 as well.
Oh yay! Yeah.
There's a great push and pull between them, and I feel like we knew I think we did a solid job on figuring out how to elevate the premise of what was going on with the aliens with a very character centric story at the core. What were you gonna say, Adam?
I was gonna say my favorite arc to write over the course of the entire show was Balloon's season 1 arc. Really, to me, it's very impactful. I loved seeing how the mighty have fallen without a single new line. It was really truly special.
Right. Yeah, some might call it abrupt, and they'd
they'd be right. Exactly. Wow, look at this main antagonist who all of a sudden gets booted and unanimously. It doesn't even say anything.
And then, ew, weird green smoke for some reason.
Yeah.
So,
the green smoke.
Can't forget the green smoke.
And it went. Yeah.
Because what I love, for some context for new viewers, because the voice actor at the time who had played Balloon, hacked our channel and deleted all our videos. I was very not so happy about it. So I decided we were going to vote out Balloon immediately. No fault to the character, just purely because of the actor. And so not only did he not say anything in the episode, he was booted, and he was unanimously voted out by everyone. He also got sent by a big fart cloud and then died when he
it is insane to think about, because there's a point in time in which we were wanting Balloon to get really far in the game. really far in the game season 1. Back at the point where there's still contestant votes, which did not return for about 11 years.
Yeah.
10 years, 11 years.
So we're gonna like I've already said, we're gonna move on.
Lightning rounds, as we've been doing.
We're just lightning everywhere from our
odd question, but fave go-to drink at the cafe. For newbie characters.
The new characters. What are their go-to drinks?
Everyone except Yang likes water, and we already know what Yang
that's the answer.
Who just loves that hot chocolate?
They all just love being hydrated. Exactly.
Yes, everyone. They're all hydro homies. So then
hydro homies.
Yeah. We're gonna waffle that one. What are the? Oh, this is fun. From Jennings, as yet untitled. What are the characters' go-to Mario Kart character picks?
They're all Luigi. That's the answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
Adam would throw a fit if they didn't.
I would.
And then
they all fight over the controller.
One
Luigi.
character. Everyone's Luigi, and then Box is Dry Bones. That's it.
Yeah, that's cool by me.
We're gonna waffle that one. Who? Okay, Justin, help me out with this one. Who would fan main in Super Smash Brothers?
I mean, we've actually answered this in the past.
It's like an in-joke. He'd be like, "Oh, it's such a good reference." Yeah.
I think he'd be hyped for Sora now, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
Really
you are totally right. Actually,
I didn't even think he could be in the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. It's what the fans wanted, so it's very fitting. This next one's a bit of a waffle, but there is a voice request tied to it that I'll do, which is for me and Bo's voice saying,
I'm going to eat your family, but not really. Ha ha, ha ha, just kidding.
I did not see that coming at all. Wow.
Nope.
Yeah.
So then, from Grace, which characters do each of you guys relate to or see yourself in most? Is there any? Do we have any like short answers to that with maybe like a small explanation?
I mean, there are
I relate to
definitely
bots on the
parallels between me
daily
and
in
Fan.
episode 5.
I
was
feel
that,
that.
Brian?
I feel that very like.
Well, mine
Sometimes.
was something of a more sincere answer.
Yeah, no,
which is
please
that
do,
there are
please
Please
parallels
do.
between
Please
me
go
and-
ahead. Don't make me stop you.
Parallels between me and Fan, yeah, like just the enthusiasm, the passion for different like pieces of content they consume and it giving structure to their lives. I see. I feel like it's a kindred spirit. But go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, I would just say goo for the analogy thing, which I already covered, but
Absolutely, Adam. Thank
Yes.
you.
yeah.
I was trying to reach here because it's tough because when you write, you try to put so much of yourself into every
Yeah.
character. But one that comes immediately to mind is the floor as he hasn't been this much, but as a mediary force, that's a word, right?
Intermediary, yeah.
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 And trying to kind of cool waters, possibly. I don't know. Conflict is stressful. You know?
Yeah.
And it's
No,
just in general life.
When I was gonna say when I want to write with paintbrush, for example, like when I really want to be angry, I put myself in their shoes and I really like, I know this sounds ridiculous, but like I make myself angry if I need them to be angry for the vocal performance. And so and it's like, they're definitely hot-headed, but they'll kind of backtrack a little bit and they'll take a step back and realize, oh, I need to reassess this. And I think that's been something I really like that we've done with Paintbrush is they are realizing the consequences of them striking out a little bit. And so that's just like a little one that I see myself in so many characters because, as Justin said, we write them, and even from the smallest jokes that like we find funny or a way that a character responds to something, even like just a little thing like Lightbulb saying like I try in episode 12, like that's like that hits home for some of us. So we really see ourselves in a lot of these characters, and this next question is very similar, which is, I mean, I don't know how. I don't really know the terminology or how different this is, but Kate the Great asks, who do you guys think the who do we think the characters would wait? Who do we think the characters you voice would kin? Like characters from other shows?
Other shows.
Oh, okay.
I feel like one we did before was Paper as a Steven Universe kin.
That's a great one. I like that one. And
Fan loves Abed from Community.
Oh my gosh!
Wonderful.
Yeah. That's a kin.
I of course I can't really think of too many on the spot.
I can't either.
Maybe tested with a little bit of Peridot. I don't know.
That's interesting,
funny.
though.
Right? Yeah. I mean, of course, all I think is like, haha, green and science and talky smart.
Yeah,
so,
that works.
Come back later when we have a full list. This next one, which I love, from Volleyball.
Oh, such a good question.
Justin, they would really like Silver Spoon to wish them a happy early birthday.
Of course. Happy birthday. Blow out the candle, that's you. Happy birthday.
Wow, that was amazing.
I love
Happy
that.
birthday. I should put the name there. Happy birthday, Volleyball. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Wow.
Justin, your performance in 8 just
Love it.
it's so
Love it.
funny.
I love
it.
it. That was so much fun to dig into.
And speaking of 8,
Nothing to celebrate. Yeah.
oh, I love that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. I love it. This might be a waffle. I'll let you decide this, Brian. This might be a waffle, but from Catastic, is there any reasoning behind who you switch with who and why you chose Nickel to not get swapped over anyone else, or will that be explained more in part 2?
All the swaps are very they're intentionally chosen to be that they will learn something from each other. Obviously, Meatphone is really just riffing, and he gets the idea from Candle of like, oh yeah, it's empathy challenge, of course, yeah, they're gonna learn empathy on the bridge of empathy. But I think kind of against all odds, we saw at least, especially with like Paintbrush on the floor, like they did learn something from being in each other's positions. So yeah, it was just very much wanting to see, putting them in a new situation that would test them and like make them question a little bit about who they were, and yet their own identity would come through all the stronger because they are like in direct opposition to these crazy people. But Nickel being out, all I can say for that is Nickel gets something out of this whole episode.
Absolutely.
Get something.
Let's see. If you had to bring back one new contestant from season 2 into the season 2 cast, who would it be? I always go to Soap for that answer.
Soap's a good answer.
Yeah,
I think about Soap a lot. Trophy's a lot of fun.
Trophy, yes. Soap and Trophy. I was really hoping that we could, because I mean we got a little bit of Trophy and waffling about, which was so fun.
Yes.
Adam, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think like with the season 3 cast, because I think all of us can agree that if we were to just handcraft our own cast, like our own dream cast, like it probably would have looked differently than the final.
Yeah.
But I made it pretty clear, like going in, that at least my priority was I really wanted the fans, the viewers, to really choose who's in there.
Exactly.
Because we can all have our opinions, but ultimately the characters that made it in connected with the viewers in a way that they did the most, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Absolutely.
Sure.
We got a question to do a Yang voice, but the voice of Yang is not here, so who wants to volunteer to do a Yang impression?
I'm not gonna even.
No one's touching that, I guess.
All right. Well,
no one can do it like Marco. No one can do it. Marco's the best.
We'll make sure we'll ask Marco later if he can get that to you. So then from Da Honk, if Trophy and Paintbrush were on the same team, what kind of dynamic would you have?
Oh, very contentious.
Oh yeah.
that would not go well, let me tell you. And Trophy, and what would be so great is that Trophy would like boss, because they both, you could argue both Trophy and Paintbrush are able to like boss people around. Paintbrush would get results. Trophy would just make everyone feel terrible about themselves, and also really don't have good ideas. So, and which of course would make Paintbrush very upset.
I mean, Trophy's in it for the glory. I think he, especially at this point in time, he's gonna want to maybe like show off a little bit, and that might mean ignoring command. And if Paintbrush is trying to group together and come to a consensus, he's not listening to that.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
That's a very good answer though. I'm seeing people ask us to do singing requests. I'm just gonna, for the sake of, I'm just gonna say, please, we're not gonna sing today, but thank you. I appreciate that you want to hear that. Maybe some other time, but we'll do some other stuff. This next question is a waffo. This next question is Knife. Knife, can you please say a word? Go ahead, Knife.
All right, if you insist. Scrunkly.
Very nice.
Wow.
Is that a word?
And since everyone apparently wants, I don't know what it's from, but
OMG, hit the slay button. So funny.
what YouTube? Yeah, right. Meta. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name.
It's a RuPaul reference. Apparently, I just looked it up.
Oh,
hit the
great.
slay button.
Very
it's
cool.
a mobile game.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Interesting.
okay. Metatork asks, what YouTubers do you watch that are non-OSC related? Most recently, Drew Gooden. I love him. He's funny.
What does that person do?
I love Drew.
Drew's great.
I've never heard of that person.
Oh, he's fun. He's great. I like him.
Sort of a John Mulaney vibe, a little.
Yes! Thank you, Justin. Thank you. You absolutely hit the nail on the head with that one. Anyone else have any YouTubers they want to shout out?
I like all the cooking YouTubers, like Binging with Babish. And
Binging with Babish, yeah.
Yeah,
I love all that.
Jenny Nicholson, Ryan George, Brian David Gilbert, like
Daily
a lot
Dose
of
of
really
Internet.
good ones. Yeah.
My go-tos are like, gosh, what Rip Lindsay Ellis, first of all, not in real life.
I know.
Just on YouTube.
I know.
We got
He is great.
or like a lot of video essayists are people who are just unhinged. CJ the X and Big Joel and
CJ the X.
CJ the X is absolutely a genius. Did you say? Yeah, there we go.
Noah Lee asked for Test Tube to sing the Bill Nye the Science Guy theme song, but let me modify that for Adam's own sanity to be. Can you just say science rules and for like Bill Nye the Science Guy intro?
Science rules. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Well, you gotta go, Bill. Come on, say Bill,
Right.
Bill.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Right. I love that would get played sometimes in science class, and it was always so. Adam, I wish you could have been in this class with me, because whenever it would happen, no one would be laughing, but I'd be laughing hysterically because it was just so cheesy, and I loved it. Yeah, it's great.
Incredible.
Volleyball asks, are there any characters of your own that you find little interest in or merely do not like at all?
Wow,
That's fascinating.
Right? I mean,
I have interest in all the characters.
I like everyone. I don't dislike anyone. I'm everyone's great. I like that. So Musica says, "Hey, I'm Brazilian, and I really love the show you guys are doing. I wanted to ask if you could make Goo say, 'Hello, all Brazilians' on the live stream.'"
Oh, of course.
Hello, all Brazilians! I love you!
Wow.
Thank you for
Get
watching
back to the
Brazil.
race, please.
Shout out!
To all of Brazil.
Amazing.
Bendy Fan Animation, that's a friend of mine wanted me to ask this. Since most people still have school, is the posting time going to be moved, or will it remain the same? I'm not really sure what that is. I don't really understand the question. I mean,
It's how we change the upload time to
Oh!
kind of during American school hours. Thoughts?
So, TBD, but honestly, we hear you, and we are going to definitely look into all of it, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
A lot of we are in an experimental phase of trying to figure out what on on an analytical level works best for the channel, and we're gonna we'll put the channel first. But we do still want to do things like this that everyone could be here as a live event.
Correct. They're fun. They're real fun.
We're playing around with everything.
Yeah. And Adam, as Nickel, say something nice about Balloon.
I really didn't like Balloon, but now I kind of do, I guess. I don't know. It's fine.
I don't know. We already answered that question. And then Brian, Aster wants you to say happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday, Astra! I see it was on the 5th, and I hope you had an amazing birthday.
Who's your favorite Inanimate Insanity character? All seasons? Well, all seasons, all characters. For me.
Judge Gavel.
Yeah.
Oh, good one. I like the talking electric fence.
Yeah.
I'll give this a character shout out because I feel like I have not been kind enough to them over the years. Around the time of season 1, I wasn't a big Pickle fan.
What? I'm gonna draw him right now.
And I'm still not.
And now when I go back to season 1, I go, what was I thinking? This is the funniest character in the whole season.
Okay, Charlie, put down the pitchfork.
My favorite
Ну куда ты кладешь его
под
под микрофон?
And then the eye patch joke happened, and I went, okay, I'm not gonna find it.
It's a very
Короче,
kind of comedy that
короче,
feels
всем
like
привет.
it's
Да,
very
музыка не наша.
experiences,
Это...
Какой-то
лох написал.
Короче.
Здравствуйте всем. Скажите, как нас слышно? Как слышно Богдана? Богдан, голос. Какой-нибудь подай.
Потому
что...
Голос.
Ты подай.
You're absolutely right.
Сука, ты как всегда придумал сериалы. Короче, все зашибись написано, слышно нас отлично. Отлично. Музыку вам нормально? Просто решили радио на телефоне включить, и пусть оно играет. Меня он уже бесит. Что за... Короче, сейчас человечки поднаберутся, наверное. Я объясню, что вообще за фигня сейчас будет, зачем я вообще запустил этот стрим. Богдан любит какиш, спрашивают?
Обожает.
Обожает.
Мы только что поели.
Скажи, когда концовка сфер. Вы чё, блядь, дураки? Какая концовка, она мне деньги приносит? Ладно, я шучу. На самом деле она ничего не приносит. Что это? Играет?
Я пою.
Кто богом дан? Так, мы пара, да.
Богдан.
Мы пользуемся резинками. Делаем
мы
сферы.
Что вставляли?
Но это не надо. Не
Ладно,
так. Покажи Тотор на отчима. Короче, что там народу есть? Там хотя бы сейчас, да, вот, есть 70, короче, челов. Хорошо. Смотрите, короче, что мы делаем.
Так
Блять,
мало.
мне кажется, громко.
Было же 110.
Ну, пока ты музыку искал. Не лучше все. Пока ты свою музыку любимую включал.
Он врет.
Я вру. Короче, что мы сейчас делаем?
Он врет, незнакомый 81 человек.
Короче,
Опозоришь меня тут.
Короче, мы сейчас что делаем? Мы решили, нам очень скучно сидеть. Мы запустили стримчанский. И сейчас хотим просто ваши наитупейшие ублюдские идеи, короче, быстренько реализовать. Ну, именно сделать это максимально, уебищно. Вот. Но,
Как всегда.
но с сердцем, да. Как всегда, но с сердечко как бы добавить капельку. Поэтому сейчас мы, наверное, будем какие-то критерии определенные ставить, типа там, не заказывать порнуху, там, да, что такое, да? Потому что это заработать. Короче, вы можете видеть внизу, кстати, донатерскую такую полосочку, любимую мою. Короче, там нужна озвучка, ребят, так что помогайте, чем можете. Мне нужна озвучка, а я сам не хочу озвучивать 50 человек.
Да, и у нас, не скоро, конечно, но в разработке новый проект.
Короче, да, у нас в разработочке один проект интересный, и нам нужна озвучка. А денег нихуя нет, потому что подписали там одну фигню, и теперь нет монетизации.
Интересно, почему?
Да. Поэтому это самое. Сейчас, короче, идеи. Какие идеи? Что... Тихо, подожди. Да, короче, что мы делаем? Я вам тогда сейчас покажу хотя бы экран вообще, что у меня происходит тут.
Его побыстрее, пока не слышу.
Итак, я создам куб, а вы посмотрите на него и скажите, что вы хотите сейчас, что мы нам сейчас сделать. Сразу говорю, это должно быть что-то быстрое, что-то дебильное, прям максимальное, чтобы не затратиться, чтобы каждый человек смог как-то реализовать свою отвратительную и наитупейшую, ублюдскую, какую еще?
Да.
Больную идею. Вот.
У нас здоровая идея.
Сделай, как Пин ест выкидышей. Так, баним этого человека.
Так, давай кто и напишет самое говно, мы его просто назовем.
Нам нужен кал, но нам нужен кал хотя бы не смешной, но хотя бы, какой-то менее абсурдный, типа... Что-нибудь... Что это игра?
Так, не отвлекайся.
А что ты стал-то?
Moments is just simply, since you got the least amount of votes or whatever, you win a prize. It's a hoverboard. And Pickle goes, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And even Forrest just walks in and goes, here, you can share. Here you go. And throws them back and they go, and they never acknowledge it again. And it's
I love that because I think we're stuck because we had the twist at that point of like, oh, then you get the advantage. And we just didn't want to have to deal with it. So we're like,
and so we just you went back with the here you go.
Yeah.
For now, I'll just there's a couple of toilet voice requests. I'm gonna kindly just decline those just because I'm not in a position where I can really shout right now. I apologize. The person who asked me to do a different character, I'll happily do it. Are you guys planning on reusing any of the minor characters like Dr. Fizz or Ballpoint Pen in future episodes or shorts? Probably Waffo. A voice request for Brian and Adam in Testubin fans' voice. I'll just copy and paste this.
Well, before we say this one, Adam, do you have a thought on favorite episodes?
Oh, please go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, favorite episode. I really do. Like when I think of season 1, I feel like my mind immediately goes to episode 8. Just because of Nico and Forrest being such a huge standout in my mind.
Yeah.
Also, of course, just the overwhelming sheer brute force of creating the finale during the first.
This is Mid-Canada Television, your CTV station.
That's why I have really fond memories of it. Just because there's such pandemonium in that episode. It's the big taco twist. Everything is crazy, and it's just I really just sentimental memories of that episode.
1000%.
Okay. Well, speaking of sentimental, let's do this unhinged voice request.
I don't really understand how this is gonna happen. You guys can figure it out.
Okay, so first fan goes, heading my way downtown with my friends with a Glock, and then Tested goes.
Where can I see this?
Oh my god!
Oh, do you not have it?
No.
You just say in a duo we're gonna go rob a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In a duo, we're gonna go rob a bank.
Friendly times.
Paintbrush didn't go with us.
No, I guess not. There's a couple drawing requests that I'll just copy and paste into Adam's little thingy so we can see them. Adam, I don't know what speed you're going.
Discord
with those,
is best, but yeah. No.
All right, I'll just paste them in for you. And then, ooh, I lost my place. Hold on.
Yeah, there was the light
bulb
holding back.
This is
Yeah. Okay, so we did that one. Okay, here we go. Down here. Dimension says, have you guys ever considered getting U2's figures of some of the characters? That would be cool. Those are like, for those who don't know, they're like mini figurines, and I've always wanted to do
this. This is Mid-Canada Television.
Regardless if they're U2's or just something else, like, I would love to just do figurines. I'd love to set them up on my desk. It'd be so nice.
That is awesome. That is really, really awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip that question and then from Mickle Pickle, do you guys think we will ever see season 2 characters in invitational style or vice versa? I'll do a waffle for that. Can Goo say I'm vengeance like Batman movie, please?
Please.
Like,
Please.
golly, okay. I'm vengeance.
Vengeance, I'm God.
Edward would be so proud.
That was.
I haven't heard exactly how it's said in the movie, but I hope I hit
That's
some level of similar energy.
It was said exactly like that, actually.
Yeah,
Exactly.
actually.
Perfect, it's great.
You did a great job of that.
Very well done.
Justin, you got another one. Do you see it right underneath?
Okay, so
Oh wait, we already did that one, and then
we do that one.
Then right underneath that one, you've got
Okay.
a lot.
This is a fun one. Okay.
Right, have fun with it.
All right, his knife. Ahem, ahem. All right, I made it. He's
Tis the
kinda
season
cringe,
to watch Channel 12.
You're
but
watching TV
kinda cute.
Great Bay.
What a combo.
Not asked, what would Silver Spoon and Soap's relationship be like, since he enjoys being polished and all? I guess actually they probably would get
They'd probably get along pretty well.
Come, please. I haven't had my spritz today.
And she like, and then she do the thing where like she sprays it in the air and he like walks through it instead of like being directly.
Like this.
Yeah,
If anyone would get annoyed at the other, Silver would get
OJ
annoyed at Soap. But Soap would not get annoyed by Silver.
No, oh, absolutely not. That would be great. Oh, wow.
Whenever OJ is just tired of soap, she's just made a wreck of the place, but a very clean wreck of the place. He just goes, hey, head over to Silver. And she goes, yes!
That's good. I like that.
favorite.
Lightbulb isn't here, so we can't do a Lightbulb voice request. Sorry. Icy asks, what do you guys think of fan?
This is CCN TV 6.
Virtual systems analysis with the
I love that one.
Correr la historia
I could be here all day. I
de
think
producción que a lo largo de 23 años ha brindado lo mejor de sí, brillando no solo en nuestro canal, en nuestro
That
estado.
might be my
You've named plenty of my favorites right there. And by the way, that question was from not Honk, from Ian. They asked for some voice request. Justin,
Yes, I'm also just going to latch on a voice request from this early just because I feel bad missing that one. But can you have Silver Spoon say, who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters.
I love how cheeky he is.
And then
so
we
excited.
Had from Hero earlier for any character voice. I'll do the one I haven't done yet. Happy birthday, Fred Does Stuff. From Meatpad.
Oh, yay. Yay, Meatpad. I haven't heard from you in a while.
Wow, we haven't heard from Meatpad in a while. Yeah.
Well, ever since he was shut down and murdered, probably forever.
Yeah.
Never hello? Breeze past that? I guess you are.
Maybe not forever. Maybe not forever. Sorry.
To our patrons, thank you for asking all these voice requests. It would be great if we could get like questions instead of just voice requests. We really want to be able to we love doing voice requests, but remember guys, we want to answer questions too. I do see a couple down there, but we just have like a whole wave of voice requests that we'll run through. So, Adam, can you say in Test Tube's voice, non-binary rights?
Non-binary rights.
Woo!
Yes.
Goo, just say SpongeBob SquarePants.
Mais
'cause
um
we're
pouquinho.
trying-
SquarePants,
Okay.
SquarePants.
Oh, okay. Can you make
TV
say,
Pantaneira.
stop, God, good God, man, you almost got the cheese touch.
Can someone?
Yeah.
Is that
I'll
in
paste
the? Okay, thank you.
Right here,
TV
Adam,
Pantaneira, Canal 11. Aguardiando Pantanal.
Stop! Good God, man! You almost got the cheese touch. Is that
From, yes.
that one became...
Yeah. Oh my God, that like hit me. Wow. Good stuff.
Can you make paper say, who's Candace? I don't know who that is.
There you go.
Me
Who's
when I
watching-
was
We'll never
younger.
know.
Who's watching Baxter? Waffo. If Taco was to
Waffo.
appear in season 3, that would be actually, never mind. This is a hypothetical. Which team would she join, and who would she replace? Well, I don't want to say she would replace anyone, but let's just for fun think what team dynamic would she fit funniest.
I love the concept of her being placed on the current thinkers,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
in a similar role to Nickel, but like
See,
a
and I was gonna
deliberately
say,
villainous
yeah.
version.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Sinkers as a start would be really good because obviously they go on the loser streak, and it would just be really interesting to see the clash of like characters like Life Ring,
Yes.
Metal, and obviously Nickel and Balloon they pretty seasoned with her as well. So I feel like Tabby dominates Taco. If she was on season 3, and I don't want to say who she would replace because I don't even want to go there, but I just like the idea of if she was on the Sinkers, like what would she do there? It's just like a very fun concept. Of course,
I think that's
we
a good
didn't want
choice
to.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a voice request.
Why? Oh, why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Skater Cheese asked, would you ever consider doing another character takeover of the Twitter like we did with Bo back in the day? Probably.
Wow,
That was kind of fun.
throwback.
We
Yeah,
put
I
a
remember
lot of
doing
time
that.
into organizing that one. I'd happily do it again. It does take a lot.
And
we're just too busy.
we are supposed to thank from volleyball we are supposed to thank Silver Spoon for wishing them a happy birthday. So thank you, Silver Spoon.
No problem at all.
We have to thank him every 5 minutes.
Well, of course we do. Yeah.
I leave.
We already did that voice request. And do any crew members have any pets or want one in specific?
I want a dog one day, but I don't have one.
Well, Adam, you have a family.
My parents have one. I want my own dog one day. But
yeah.
No.
I'm with my fam. We have Mia, our little Havapoo. She's my entire
Mia's
life now.
great.
After going my entire life swearing off pets altogether, now it's all I care about. So
Yeah, you love Mia, and we all love Mia.
Oh yes, we do. I have 2 dogs back with my family. I don't live with any pets right now. And then currently I'm visiting more family who have 2 cats, and they're great. They're beautiful, and I love them. And they're very noisy. And then Justin, do you want to do this one or?
the voice record. Sorry.
Oh
yes.
an old classic.
Yeah, I can take it.
Go ahead.
Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
You just threw me back to another live stream that we did where I think we were joking. I don't know if it was our live stream or if it was just a me live stream where we were like, just pick the 2 most like unrelated characters to sing that song, and it was Microphone and Goo.
Well, we did sing that with Fantastic in the past.
Sang it.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
that was
we
when we
definitely
first became aware of the meme as well.
Yeah. These voice requests get so repetitive because it's just like memes, and so that one is one that I thought would never return from the dead, but obviously I'm wrong.
But also, thank you for asking.
Thank you. Yes, of course.
Yes.
From Wawa wants me to do a voice request about OJ ranting about why is there not we're running out of soup in our soup cabinet. I bought this specifically to store soup, and every time I open it, there's not enough soup in it. So who is taking all of the soup out of the soup cabinet? I need to know right now.
Yeah, who's taking it? Who? Who's taking it?
Man, did you seriously take all the soup and make a throne out of soup?
I just found it. I found this. It was like this when I got here. It was in a throne formation. Yeah.
Really? And you situated it also right in front of the camcorder for your little show.
Well, the camcorder was also there when I got here, and I don't know. I feel like it suits me, don't you think? The soup suits me.
I need to make another bulk order of soup, and then I'm locking it up forever because no one can touch the soup.
Well,
no one can even drink
what's the point of having the soup if you're just going to lock it up forever?
So we can have soup. a piece of trash, he'd like instantly know, like maybe he like works with the floor, and the floor's like, hey mate, someone threw out trash over there, and he'd be like, what? Oh, and then he'd run over.
Let me be clear. He says he hasn't recycled in years. Cut to when the camera goes down. He's like,
oh, right, exactly. Thank you.
Gotta pick up this little piece of something, put it in the bin. But me, oh, I do not recycle. No.
Never.
I heard a rumor people were littering on my watch.
Yeah.
I like that. Kate the Great asked, which character out of any of them you've written would tap dance?
Taco.
Oh, wow.
Taco.
Good,
Good
answer. Great answer. Do you have anyone in mind, Adam?
I think Taco's a great answer. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna actually draw Taco too.
Dimension asks, if Chives was an actual contestant for whatever reason in season 3, what would you make his personality like, and would he be buddies with Silver Spoon? Oh, that's a really fun concept.
He would be subservient to Silver Spoon.
Right, and until there's a snap.
Yes,
he would snap.
Right.
I like the idea of Chives becoming Silver Spoon's like almost therapist or like talk to person. So Chives never says a thing in return, but Silver Spoon will just rant for hours and feel like it's therapeutic to get it all out.
He needs Chives at every second, just as a sounding board. Like Silver Spoon cannot take a step without Chives.
Yeah. Precisely.
Jennings said that I would kill for amiibo-sized figurines of AI characters. Full on agree.
We would definitely kill.
Yeah, I would.
The amiibos. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, for amiibos. Yeah.
We've got a voice request for for Dimension down here, Brian, for a fan.
Oh, let me see. Annie is a very cool person.
I bet they are. I'm gonna waffle that one, and I don't know. We're gonna waffle that one. Duke, I like this one. One of my friends asked if Nickel could say, I eat paintbrush without brush.
What?
I eat paintbrush without brush.
That reminds me that reminds me of the it means you just eat paint. It reminds me of the SpongeBob thing where it's like, I had a bowl of nails for breakfast.
Yes, so
without any milk.
Yeah.
Go right ahead. Jennings asked, do contestants even like Meeple products? Do we?
Well, no. I mean, look, Fan doesn't.
Not anymore.
Anymore. Yeah, Test Tube made a replacement, so that's that. That takes care of that. Well, they do like. I mean, I think they like Me Phone, but that's a little different, and they like Me Pad, but that's a little different.
Certain Meeple products, I think they like. Yeah.
I think the gang at Purgatory Mansion hasn't gotten word canceling that.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's more the corporation than
Yes,
the
that's a good way to
itself.
put it.
Trasmite LV86, Canal 13 de Televisión, Río 4.
Warrior Cat.
Oh my gosh, if Goo was a Warrior Cat stan, I could have.
Yeah.
Then he's getting into the whole roleplay sphere. He could bond with Fan over that.
Justin has talked to me for hours about Warrior Cats.
It's sad because obviously I was fixated on it for a very long amount of time. Most of the information has left my little soul at this point.
No, I can guarantee it hasn't.
Okay, yeah, you're right. If you get me going, I'm sure all the memories will unlock. But me, like, sixth, seventh grade, it was the jam, okay?
The jam.
And Goo would be, I'm Slime Fur! from Wind Clan. He's excited. What we got next?
So, we got a voice request which I really like from Kate the Great for Fan. Brian, you're gonna like this one.
Yeah. Just so you know, Test Tube, you are now creating 6 different timelines.
Yeah.
And let's imagine that was said 6 times.
Yeah. That's good. Good.
No pressure. Just so you know. Yeah.
That's a waffle question, and then Fan to say, it's a Filipino phrase. So, Brian, do you see from?
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but this is apparently "I love you" in Filipino. Mahal kita. I hope I said it right. I don't know. Mahal kita. I don't know. But I do love you. No, it's for Fan to say.
And a hypothetical what would the team dynamics look like if Fan got immunity in episode 2 and Cabby was eliminated? These what ifs are very fun, and it's like, I mean, we always have to consider the immunity vote and whether or not it's going to throw a wrench into the plan. And I mean, I don't really. I mean, as the person, I mean, I had to consider it because, of course, Fan could have very easily gotten the immunity.
True.
So
he probably almost
I imagine,
did, right?
He was. I think he was rather close, and I think it would probably be, since the episode was all focused on, of course, like Fan, took the file from Cabby. Cabby didn't like that, and Cabby worked so hard. And if the plan got ruined, I guess there would probably be more focus afterwards. Cabby's not necessarily one to take her elimination sitting down. Not only because she can't, but it's like I think she would. I was making up an unintentional pun there, but I think like she would probably like use her last moment to really kind of hammer in like why at least like this is not okay, and Fan needs to learn or something like that, or maybe she would just be like, okay, well this was bound to happen. Maybe she would like actually like give out the files to Fan and say like look, I put a little addendum here that says, look, you're a great person or whatever. There's plenty of angles you can go at it. I don't think that would actually happen, but and then AIM asks, why does AIM smell so bad? Because that's totally what she says. Ha ha, AIM.
LV86. LV86.
What would some of the characters' music tastes be?
Well, I mean, I could at least say I was able to listen briefly to a song called Mahal Kita that I think confirms that it's Mahal Kita.
All right, cool. I was gonna say that looks right.
But it's musically, right. Yeah.
I know very little Tagalog, but I know a tiny bit, teeny tiny bit.
Nice, great.
Thank you.
But any music? Well, Lightbulb obviously loves rap.
Oh yeah, true. That's been confirmed. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna
give Knife all the screamo rock you can, and he considers it like easy listening.
Yeah, he loves the Grinch song as well.
That's a good one.
Do we have any more like discussion-y questions that we could jump into?
I'm trying to find. Oh, here's actually I like this one. If OJ was still a mute contestant to this day, how much pent-up stress would be pent up in him with running the hotel? Well, would he even win?
You know what's funny too about OJ being mute? Because I could be incorrect on this because it's been literally 11 years, but I don't think the original intention of his character was ever to not speak.
I think he just didn't have a voice yet. Because
I think he just didn't have a voice yet, and he had every intention of speaking up. But it is very, very strange that the winner of that season was silent in the first episode. Very odd.
Yeah.
And it was basically silent within the next few.
Yeah,
that's right.
Right.
If he was a new contestant at this point, I think it would basically be like Gromit if there were like policies.
Canal 13 de televisión. Canal 13 de televisión.
No, I think that's absolutely true, and like it's fun to think back because Adam, you're right. It's 11 years ago, and the story simply goes is that I wasn't a part of episode 1, and it was only after it came out I was like, hi Adam, I'm like 12 years old, and I think the thing you made is really cool. And you're like, hi Taylor, I'm also 12 years old, and do you want to be a voice for this thing?
Hi, Taylor,
and I'm like,
well, hey,
I'm still 12 years old, and I still don't know actually how to voice, but sure, I'll do it. And then I turned on my little half-broken iPod Touch with a crack in the screen, and I clicked the little record button, and I was like, "You counted?" And Adam's like, "Perfect, amazing."
Yeah, how many lines did he hear in that episode?
I don't know, but I remember when you told me that was like the first time to do it. I recorded it, and I was like, "Was that good, or do you want me to do another one?" You're like,
it wasn't good. It was great. That's what I said. That's what I said.
Love that.
How would Toilet react to me phone complimenting him? Probably he'd be like, "Oh, he'd never do that. Ha ha, ha ha. No, he'd never. Ha ha."
He probably wouldn't even trust it. He'd probably be like, "Ah, something's up. What's going on?"
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Back in the day, he would have been more excited. But now he's just like, I can't believe this. Yeah. Wow, that's a sad answer, but it's true.
It's true. Yeah, it's very true. What do you guys think of human AU art? And I imagine that means like humanizations. I love them.
I've been seeing a lot of them for like the picture in
yeah,
8, and they're fantastic. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
Nichols gonna really regret missing out on that picture.
I've been. Oh my god! Wait, I had a tweet ready that not a tweet ready, but I had a image that I have to search out and find where I took like a badly edited nickel and I put it in the photo and I said everyone is here, but I completely forgot to post it. I'll find that later. But that specific shot, I really like that people have been like remixing it with their own styles and everything else like that. I feel like between that one and the quadruple shot before the elimination in episode 7 with like everyone looking at their files. You know what I'm talking about? Like
the five slices thing.
The art on that is.
Oh, it was 5. Yeah. And so that one I've seen be remixed in a ton of different styles too, and that's been super fun to see because the instant you see those colors, you know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah. The episode 14 slices as well from the end of the elimination.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love that one.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, humanizations, they're awesome. They're super super cool. And before we go on, what were you guys thinking about timing? I want to make sure we.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be wrapping up in the next 20 minutes or so. So really really appreciate all the comments, all the feedback. I also I wasn't sure if the actual team, us four, knew that I was drawing this whole time, so I thought I would flag it up.
I'm looking at it right
now.
now.
I have been seeing it.
Because I realized I never made a formal announcement that I've been drawing this whole time. So
this is so cute. Oh my god, I love it.
Been a doodling. So, and I apologize to everyone if I've been quiet because I tend to get a little quieter when I'm drawing and everything. But
these are all such excellent pictures. I love them, and there's Purple Balloon.
Purple. I said hi, Abby.
Purple Balloon.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
that's really really sweet.
We got to get into it. Wait, I wanna explain Purple Balloon really quick.
Please go ahead, please.
It was for that in case, because it's kind of like a niche thing. We made a video announcing our Instagram account and that we were doing a giveaway, and essentially, we made the video. I made it in like 10 hours or something, like within 10 hours of being uploaded. So I was like, oh my god, I gotta make something. And I was just gonna do a voice for it, and I'm like, that's no fun. This is so boring. Like, I need something. So my girlfriend Abby was like, oh, fine. Like, what can I do? And I'm like, okay, you're gonna be a new character specifically for this video. You'll never show up again. But that's what's gonna happen. She's like, okay. So what is this character? I'm like, well, I don't have time to like design anyone. So we're going to take Balloon and make him your favorite color, like purple. Like yeah, purple. Your Purple Balloon. And so we kind of made a joke out of it, where in the front of the video, literally, she's like, I'm everyone's favorite character. But yeah, anyway, that's the reason for this character being born. So hopefully this character can have a spotlight in some other content in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, the video is an Emmett Sandy free merch giveaway.
Yeah.
Debut and end.
Right. There is a quick baseball voice request that I just pasted into the chat for you, Adam.
Perfect. Okay. You fools! You may have banned me on my main, but I have 70 alternative accounts.
Why do you have so many?
I have a lot of accounts because Nickel keeps banning me on all of our games. Yeah.
Oh wow. Because baseball's so good at playing.
Yeah, exactly. He's so good at all the
Among
games.
Us champion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is he the Among Us champion? Yeah, he is, right?
Yeah. He had a perfect round, a perfect game.
Yeah.
So
perfect game.
It was really good, and because Nickel had to go to a party.
Yeah, right, exactly. We could forget the party.
What are in fans' voice? What are fans' opinions on Dr. Eggman?
Oh well, he is a formidable foe. Let me tell you, for our hedgehog friends, I'm particularly fearful when he flosses. I don't know why I'm having so many words that start with the same letter.
Would you say that Sega has improved?
Sega has improved.
Oh my god! I was like, what is that referencing? I'm like, oh.
It took me a second, but then my brain, I had like a brain blast.
Sonic is not trashing.
That monstrosity.
Great. Yeah, we're referring to Sammy Classic Sonic fan, everyone.
Of course we do. We love Sammy Classic Sonic fan. Another shout out to a great
YouTube creator
who's turned his channel around to be like super calm and like chill. Like wow, what a turnaround. Yeah, have you not seen this?
No. Oh my god.
He's like come back and he legitimately he opens his video, he's like, hey guys, so today we're gonna talk about a really good video game, and he's like totally calm. I'm not even joking.
Wow.
He's super calm now.
I hope when it gets like 5 minutes in, he suddenly just starts.
Oh,
screaming.
and then he snaps. Yeah.
Seems like he's
Oh
not
my
giving the
God.
audience what they want. Just saying.
Yeah. We
No,
are
he's
going to
just going
start
in a new
wrapping-
direction.
Yes, this is true. Sega has improved enough for him.
Yeah.
They appeased him.
They appeased him.
So we're gonna slowly start wrapping these things up. So we'll go through a bit of like a lightning round for a couple questions. If there aren't that we can't answer, like waffle and stuff, we'll just go to a couple random ones, including some voice requests, such as what is Goo's opinion on refrigerators?
Well, yeah, no, they're really great and really handy. They make my food as cold as the cold shelter that Nickel likes to give me, so that's pretty cold.
Yeah, I love cold showers.
What are
cold shoulder, not cold shower?
I said cold shower. I said cold shower. Yeah. Hey guys, it's just because I'm drawing. I can't hear.
Shower. That's so cruel. A cold shoulder's bad enough, but a cold shower? Oh,
I give him a cold shower.
You were supposed to be steamy.
What are our drinks? Speaking of cold and steamy, what are our favorite drinks from a coffee shop? Like, what are our orders?
Oh, our personal orders?
Water.
Yeah.
You know, I actually have a very specific answer to this. I love at Starbucks the like vanilla cream cold brew. Like it has like a little layer of like cream on top, but the cold brew itself is like basically black coffee, which I really like because I like the sweet, creamy, immediate contrast to like the cold, bitter. You know, I love it.
Nice.
I like
That's
Starbucks.
good.
I'm not
I used to work in a coffee shop, so like, you know, I got to just like mess around with like making different types of drinks. And one of my favorite ones that I kind of made myself was I called it a winter London fog, which is, if you ever had a London fog, it's Earl Grey with a little bit of like a dairy creamer in it, and then I'd ice it, and then I'd have a little bit of vanilla in there, and I'd usually make it with almond or oat milk. And I know it sounds like super like over the top, but like it was perfect for like a hot day where you didn't really need caffeine, but you wanted just to cool off. And so I made a winter London fog, and that's what I did. So that was kind of my go-to. Justin, do you have a go-to drink?
Yeah, I don't really do caffeine because I think I'm already just a little too much as it is. But so I always go hot chocolate whenever I go to a cafe kind of setting. I'm just a chocolate guy.
Also,
yeah, and the more rewards with Twitchy. Hoodwinked. I don't drink.
I'm waiting for the day where I need to like stay up for like multiple days straight, and just a little sip of coffee is going to be enough to get me all the way through because I'm not used to it.
Well, very fittingly, this next question is: Do you think any of the characters would chug energy drinks?
Trophy.
No.
I was thinking trophy as
Thermos.
well.
Thermos.
Oh,
Thermos, let's go!
Thermos just has too much energy. That's why he's always screaming. So like, give him an energy drink, and it's like, all right, see you in 2 weeks.
No, Taylor. Like that's his version of water. Like that's what quenches his thirst.
Oh.
Right? He never drinks anything else other than energy drinks, lattes, and like just liquid caffeine.
And that's just like
Sorry.
Yeah, and like, you know, any bit of water like dilutes him, and he's just like, oh. No.
Yeah, he like calms down. And he doesn't like that because he's got places to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real quick, want to jump over to the YouTube comments. I have two that I want to jump to. Salty Cell asks, "Can you make Nickel say Mahalki Toss?" And I had to just do it. Mahalki Ta. Yeah. And then Battle for Kitchen asks, "Animation Epic, what gave you the idea to make Meepo the host?" And I kind of wanted to talk about this because I feel like we may have talked about it in previous, but I'm not sure. But yeah, Brian here and I were very, very obsessed with the iPhone coming to Verizon back in 2010?
Yes.
2010?
11. It must have been 11. Probably,
this was ages ago. Probably was 2011. It was ages ago when the iPhone was exclusive to AT&T, which probably no one remembers. But I remember. Okay? And we really wanted an iPhone, but we couldn't get it because our parents had Verizon. Plus, I mean, iPhones were actually, it's kind of laughable now because they were expensive back then, but now that's like a joke because I think they were like $199 with a contract back then, which is like
just by comparison. Because like I had a flip phone. I literally went from a flip phone to an iPhone.
I had a little Samsung flip phone. I remember that.
iPhone 4.
Totally. Yeah. And so we really, really wanted an iPhone. So I feel like this was a way of like living out our fantasies of having an iPhone while not having one. You know, it's like, wow, not only do we have an iPhone, but he also hosts a Total Drama Island BFDI show, which is amazing.
You kind of like fueled your excitement into this character because obviously like the iPhone, it was obviously it's such a commodity these days, but it was a big deal like 10, 11 years ago. Like it was a big deal that like, because before that you just had your little iPod Touch, which
right, the iTouch.
It didn't.
I never had one of those.
Yeah, or the iTouch, exactly, and so that already itself was like a very just like a good thing to have. But then all of a sudden, whoa, it's a phone! Like that was a big deal, and so
Definitely.
I can definitely remember the excitement of the iPhone and.
Old, your mom plops an iPad in your lap and you're set for life. So it's just,
You're absolutely right, though.
If you even have to wait that long.
Yeah, usually like from the womb, here you go, boom,
Yeah.
here's the iPad.
Yeah. Got you a phone plan, right out.
Boy, these kids today, let me tell you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, seriously.
They don't know how lucky they got it.
What I was gonna say was I still remember, Adam, that when I was in summer camp and I had my little iPod Touch with a crack in the screen, I would find that little tiny area of the summer camp that had Wi-Fi that wasn't supposed to have Wi-Fi that I somehow got onto, and that was around the time when episode 4 of season 1 came out, and obviously when BFDI was still in its original airing, and I was like so badly wanting to watch BFDI, and I remember that was right around the time when David debuted, and I was like, what is going on? I was so confused. I just remember that because I had to really find the perfect spot to hold the angle to hold my iPod Touch and connect it. It was really, really funny. So very, very fun.
Good times.
With about 5-10 minutes-ish left. So if you see any final questions
definitely jumping
whatever.
Through, but I do want to say, because we've had nearly 15,000 people watch the stream, thank you everyone who's come and checked it out and everything. We super duper appreciate it, and yeah, really appreciate the support. Also wanted to give a heads up because we haven't really discussed this at all. Part 2 of episode 8 is coming out next week, so stay on the lookout for that.
Friday.
Yes, let's we can definitely clarify. If you're
gotta get down on Friday. Yeah.
Right. We'll make sure that we when we share all the information about it, in the coming week, we'll make sure that you guys know it's obviously coming Friday. It's part 2 of episode 8, and I'm trying to think.
Very excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I like I said, I was just animating a scene earlier today that has one of my favorite lines of the episode, so it's great. It's really
Would it be cool or interesting? Nothing's coming immediately to mind, but do we have any season 3 characters that were scrapped or something that's of note to talk about?
I did. There was one thing earlier that I wanted to say, which was if characters weren't necessarily scrapped, there were pieces of their personality that we carried. For example, Justin had mentioned Candle. And one character that sort of became Candle's personality was this idea for help me out, Justin, a crystal ball or something.
Well, that was a Brian pitch crystal ball.
Okay,
Brian,
yeah.
Do you recall what crystal ball entailed?
So, because we were talking about, you talked about Candle having the lit mode and the unlit mode.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about how, because I remember you also had a shade character, a shades character.
Oh, yeah, sunglasses shades.
Sunglasses, yeah. And
well, I mean, but name shades, because the concept was be cool, so.
Right, exactly.
Shades,
But we were talking about how,
we really liked the concept of Candle as a character, but we were trying to figure out what her personality was, and I think we were adopting the idea of like a crystal ball,
Right.
psychic-like character. But then I think when we had the unlit mode, it was something. Obviously, we like you said, Justin. We ended up going on a different route, but it was something very similar to kind of like Blueberry, but a little bit scarier maybe. Like because Blueberry is just kind of like you know a little nihilistic, but at least that's what we think. And
I mean, Unlit was always going to be very connected to the universe, feeling all of its energy sort of through me. And I mean, like, a lot of what current standard flame lit candle would have been a little bit more of what the lights out candle would have been. Whereas, you know, we would have a much more whimsical kind of flame lit candle, but it kind of clashed a little bit with Clover. The similarities became a little similar. So I think to adapt to that, we kind of dimmed down standard candle and then went with something a little crazier for the unlit candle, which you know then turns into inner flame under the right circumstances.
Right. We had mentioned an onion character who I don't fully remember the ideas for.
Yeah, it was like southern. I think a little like Scott, total drama-ish.
Right.
Yeah.
Who I remember, like, you mentioned, and I was like, oh, I don't like him.
Oh my god.
I pitched an umbrella that would have a lot of conflict within herself. The concept was, and this was at a time where we didn't know that we were doing like an island setting, that like if she was always indoors, like she would always want to like keep like huddled up without like expanding the umbrella top. To avoid giving other people bad luck. She had a lot of insecurities about that and wanted all the best for other people. And, do a story about opening up a little bit.
Very, very cute.
But possibly at the expense of others, which is kind of where we brought Clover in a different way.
Very true.
In retrospect.
There's definitely a few other pitches, but...
I did want to take this question quick from Bendy Fan Animations, which was asking about inspiration behind episode 8. Because I will say, I can say this much. Obviously, like, body swapping, I think, is really fun and just is a great outlet for character comedy. But they asked with the concept of ballpoint pen. And I love stories when, like, a critic comes to judge, like, whether it's, obviously there's, like, Ratatouille with Anton Ego, but there's also just, I feel like those are always funny episodes of shows where some critic or someone will come and everyone has to be on their best behavior, but, like, you heighten that also with this, like, nonsense body swapping thing that everyone's just totally out of their element, and yet they have to be on their best behavior regardless. And the challenge, to answer the last part of their question, was very much an excuse to be like, okay, well, how can you keep it all clear, like, who's going into, and it was just a device for it to be the characters that swap with each other then get to go off against each other for the most part. And yeah, it's just really a fun extension of the concept because literally the challenge is so stupid. They're on a bridge, like, slowly moving to the center, but when you have the character comedy there and you have
I love that too.
What made the most sense.
If I could talk about the challenge really quick, too, because I know that we all worked a little bit on the design of the actual bridge. One of the key things was, I think in an earlier draft of the episode, it was like very much made clear that the bridge would be suspended over something, because the whole point of a bridge is to like connect two things that aren't. But no, he just built a random bridge like on the grass. I haven't seen like anyone actually comment on that, but that's insane. So that's going on, and yes, it definitely, the design, I saw some people point out, like, oh, it kind of looks like the Squid Game bridge, which was definitely like a main source of inspiration, purely because it is a bridge that is very high up and also has no actual real-world purpose, very similar to the Squid Game one.
Well, they stole from us first, right?
Yeah, right. I haven't seen it,
they stole Tile Divide,
Oh my god, that's true! That's so
We did
true.
the Tile Divide challenge first, which is probably a more clear comparison to Squid Game.
Yeah,
but I just heard a thing of like, when I thought of the bridge, I did kind of reverse engineer it, because it was like when Ballpoint Pen says this stuff about like, oh, it's bridging the gap between your, like, me phone's like, oh, that's not the intent at all. I intended it so hard, but like, yeah, part of that is like truly that. But then of course, once you have a bridge, it's like, oh my god, bridge Squid Game bridge.
Of course, everyone. I haven't seen Squid Game, so like, of course, like everyone started commenting about it, and I was just like, I don't I don't know what that's from, but sure. Like I guess.
Also, yeah, the Squid Game
go ahead,
designs also have like very bright colors, which probably added to the comparison.
Oh,
But
yeah.
also, they need to get up to the top. So the little boxes on each side with the team logo, like in that little box, there's when I drew the original concept, there was like an elevator that would go up and down.
I remember.
But in the end, we were like, well, we don't really need to show them getting in an elevator. So like,
we can just like they just snap to the bridge and it shows.
Fine.
I mean,
Right.
one of my favorite
there.
things, which wasn't in the script, but I remember when I was putting the scene together. I remember Brian, I like asked you ahead of time. I was like, hey, so like the bridge piece falls over, and then it's gonna be back to the where it was, and I'm like, what if Mifo just hastily just like puts a bit of tape on it and says, that'll do it. Like that'll work. That'll put it back.
You know what's so sad about that moment? Because that is hilarious. Like, I remember we were literally in the edit phase, like at the end, and I'm like, oh, that's so dumb. That's so funny. Like,
Adam.
I think it's like one of those things where you're so invested in it, like from a technical level, like doing the animation and getting everyone's scenes in and doing all that, like you kind of forget what you're even making at a certain point. I know at least I've fallen into that trap. So then when it's actually done and you can like look at it more objectively, you're like, oh, that's really funny. Like, I get it.
And
the script was just he fixes. It was just he fixes the bridge, so it's like cut to him fixing the bridge. But it just adds a joke of if it's with little bits of tape.
Puts bits of tape on it, and of course it's tapey because tapey is our helpful friend. And
it adds to the insecurity too.
Right,
like, you won't know, right? Like, of course he. Like,
it's fine, right?
You
won't notice that everyone's dead, and then I just put some bits of tape on it. That was really fun. Right, and see, in part two has some excellent moments that I'm very excited for.
Yes. Just a smidge of tape.
So, I think unless there are any leftover questions you guys wanna tackle, I think we've been going for almost 2 hours, about almost 2 hours now. So if there's any way, anywhere you want to wrap up, please go for it.
Yeah.
Watch part 2 next Friday.
Watch part 2. Yeah. If we haven't said it enough.
Absolutely. So, and we can put it in the title of this video. Maybe we'll discuss it. But yeah, definitely stay tuned. Inanimate Sanity, episode 8, season 3, part 2.
Part 2.
It's coming out on next Friday, which I believe is 4/29. So we hope to see you there, and we are really, really excited. Big things coming to the channel. Please stay tuned. I know, like, we've been answering a lot of these, like, mysterious, like, Wapo, but, like, seriously, stay tuned. Definitely stuff in the works. And I want to thank everyone today for coming out and just watching us ramble over all the silly stuff, drawing some doodles, and having a good time.
I hope
so
it
really,
was fun. Like, we had fun, and I hope that, people who are watching, obviously, I see that there's a ton of people who are in the public chat. They're like, why don't you answer my question? Like, answer me. And it's like, I'm sorry. There's like, there's nearly 1,000 of you watching, and we are looking at our patrons' questions primarily. That's not to say we aren't looking at others, but we are looking there first. So if you are interested in joining the Patreon, we have a link to that all over, but you can check our channel, and for that there are 2 different tiers, and the base tier, you get access to the question pool where we look first. That's where we look for these questions. So that's where we were answering them all today from a little question pool that we had. So in case you were wondering, obviously, yes, we super appreciate all the people who came by and listened. We hope this was fun, and obviously, I would really love to do this more. It's fun. It's simple, and I know that doing casual streams moving forward in the future, it would be pretty excellent. So I've had a great time.
Absolutely, been a blast, and yeah, apologies because I know we haven't done a lot of live streams recently, but we hope we've been making up for it with not quadrupling our episode output. It's more than that. I don't even know what the percentage is.
I mean,
creating full-length animated episodes on the internet.
7.5 like in a year, like I consider that kind of a win,
Totally.
Yeah. It's surreal. I don't know how that happened.
Basically 8 episodes, because part 1 is like close to normal episodes.
Close to full length.
Yeah.
That's very, very
true. You'll see it.
There were some years we had none, so you know what? We'll take it. 8 versus
seriously.
none. I think we have a winner. But yeah. Anyone have any other final thoughts before we jump out?
Justin?
No, absolutely not.
I would just like to wish everyone an animate day.
Wonderful.
I'm good to call it quits. We had a lovely, lovely time, and I'm excited to do more of these in the future.
All right, everyone. Are we ending with a scream?
Is that even a question?
Is that even a question? Yeah.
All right. Sorry. How dare I? How dare I?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We always end with a scream. Ah!
Racine. Channel 8, Racine.
seu canal e fique por dentro dos acontecimentos.
Uma mensagem. TV Esplanada, a nossa televisão. Simultáneamente con su canal 7, visión. Transmite simultáneamente con sus repetidoras.
LU88.
Simultáneamente con sus repetidoras.
LU88 televisión.
Simultáneamente con sus repetidoras.
LU88. Televisión.
En su com- En su compañía, Canal 10 Televisión. En su compañía, Canal 10 Televisión.
LU88 Televisión, canal.
TV station.
Tus repetidoras.
LU88 Televisión, canal.
Tus repetidoras.
LU88 Televisión, canal.
ZYA439. ZYA.
GES presentó el anterior programa.